think one of the most beautiful things you can have in life is finding a peace. A peace, whether that's through looking at a beautiful landscape, a beautiful person, a beautiful sculpture. It's something that evokes your soul to find a peace. The structure of the horse has always fascinated me. Ever since I started drawing them when I was younger, I would always start drawing with the horse eye and work my way out from there. And I've found the structure of the horse, the way the cheekbone comes down from the eye and then above the eye socket, the way the form dips in and out there. I've always found that really interesting, and I think it's almost quite a formulaic way of drawing, where you can find reference points on a horse skull that enables you to draw it. As I developed as an artist, the anatomy of the horse became of more interest to me. It goes back to my childhood of making things. It's trying to work out how it's put together. I think once you start sculpting a horse and you appreciate how it's put together, you start becoming more and more interested in its anatomy. It's almost a gravity-defying structure which keeps these horses moving. Sculpting them for me is a huge challenge to get their grace, to get their power, to get that balance. I mean, people ask me, why horses? And would you ever sculpt anything else? But to me, they're infinitely fascinating. That they're one of the most sentient animals on the planet. Each horse that I study has its own personality, and I approach it like a portrait artist would. So when I go and see a horse, I've got to very quickly pick up on who he is, what type of character it is, how he's reacting to me. I try and spend a week with each horse. So I will take my sculpture stand or my sculpting kit to each horse that I sculpt, and I will see it moving, I will watch it walk up and down, I will spend time observing the horse. My studio to me is my safe, quiet place, and I love nothing more than going in there and closing the door and just being in there all day. If you think about a sculpture's success, it's got to work from not right in front of your face, but it's got to work from far away. So that viewing distance is absolutely key. So there's a lot of walking backwards and forwards. And then it's refining and refining. The constant striving and the enjoyment of the process as a whole. And I feel that's a really important thing to remind myself of as I'm working is, not to cut corners, not to try and speed things up to the point where you're compromising what you're working on. I'd like to think the first thing people would say about my work is that I get the essence of the horse. That's what I really want to try and achieve, is to capture the life of a subject which I find hugely inspirational. It's something that evokes your soul to find a peace. It's a calmness, it's a state of being which is either reflective of awe, it can be awe-inspiring, which is an emotion that I think is something that is hugely underrated and something we all need. It's that feeling of awe, which nature provides us in so many ways. And I think beauty does that as well. I think they're very closely linked, those two things. I'm often asked why horses and why I sculpt horses, and sometimes it's quite hard to put that into words. It's an amazing balance of size, power, but also at the same time, it's a sentient, soulful animal. It's the balance of the two. It is just the most beautiful animal you will ever see.